Well, well, what do we have here?
Chang Chang.
Is this a Friday?
Oh, God damn it. Fucking feels like it, though. I love Friday.
It feels like a holiday almost.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels like we should be working or something. I don't know, man.
Well, welcome to another episode of the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast brought to you by Echoes of Ancients.
I think we're up to this could be 42 or 43.
Somewhere in there. I kind of lose track. I kind of actually leave it up to you to keep the
it basically just
tally.
means I'm like, y'all are 2.5 months away from hearing me blackout drunk on the 52nd podcast.
Well, I go for 52. I understand that's the full year, but 50 is a good milestone.
50 is a good one. That could be like a fucking like a year in review.
Unless you're just looking at blotto for no reason.
Oh, no, I would love to get drunk and have people hear my true thoughts.
So we come together every week, talk about the normal bullshit we usually do, Mead, Metal, and MMA, and other things, the random factors going on.
The bullshitting.
We had one of our listeners actually
rye.
wanted to you got to have the rye.
That's right.
Wanted to correct you on the Dark Tower.
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
I have not seen it. But they said it's important to note what I was not aware of is that it's told from the perspective of the child, Jake or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was because the books were all written from Roland's perspective.
Right.
You know, to write it from the child's perspective, well, it just seems weird, man.
It was a little weird, but I really had nothing against the kid. I thought the kid they got casted to do that part did a fine job.
Well, I don't doubt it, but it's still the perspective.
Yeah. It does offer a little more. You're able to attach yourself to the kid a lot more, because I mean he is kind of the centerpiece of the whole thing. Roland and Man in Black and everybody else, they're kind of fucking secondary,
Right.
which they shouldn't be. I thought you were going to say like someone disagreed with my thoughts on McConaughey.
Oh no! Everybody agrees. Anybody I've talked to, that's the deal.
Yeah.
they say Matthew McConaughey just kind of mailed it in. You know.
He like I said, like a fucking cheap Vegas magician at 2 a.m.
But, I thought, all right, well, I'll bring it up with Brandon. I haven't seen it, so I felt weird bringing it up because I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah.
So, you know.
No, I mean.
To quote Michael Vick. Oh, wait, he did have dogs in that fight. That's right.
In several of his fights. No, I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it, but it certainly wasn't what I wanted it to be.
So this is the year that Stephen King gets paid because he
Oh,
has this
fuck
one,
yeah.
and it came out. It made money.
It made some serious cheddar. And that's fine. That's always not indicative of being a good movie. I mean, see Transformers, of course.
Sure, absolutely.
People pay fucking $12 just to see explosions for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I am curious. I was very, very against the idea of Peter Skarsgård as Pennywise.
Is this a movie you want to see?
Yeah. Oh, of course. It is a movie I want to see. I'll always give, especially Stephen King movies, a chance. I have to.
Yeah.
They've done right more than they burned me.
I'm just glad he's now got the income so he can just focus his life on just Twitter stuff. On
Maybe he can
Attack
help
of the
fucking.
President,
Maybe he can help George R. R. Martin finish up that fucking Game of Thrones book.
Man, George R. R. Martin put out some other shit. And then people are losing their goddamn
Really?
minds. Yeah, it's some other thing. It's a TV show, and he's an executive producer on it.
Oh,
To
fuck.
further back up the whole thing that, if you think that there's another book coming out, you can go fuck yourself.
When are people going to fucking realize this guy's just like, oh, wait, I can make all this money and do none of the work, and all I have to do is look over and be like, yeah, that's probably what I would write in a book.
The biggest troll in literature right here. George R. R. Martin.
All you got to do is put up that picture of him and that fucking Indestructo ball, dude, and people just lose their minds.
If you know what we're talking about, you got to get on Google. Google Conan O'Brien and George R. R. Martin, and it's this thing of why he's not getting the books written.
Yeah.
And I've got Time Hop, and a friend of mine on Facebook was talking about, and this is like Time Hop from like 2 years ago, how she was excited there was supposed to be a new book right after the end of the year or something like that. That's over 2 years ago.
Well, we have a friend who fucking flat out refused to watch it because she had read the books.
Right. And she didn't
And
want to be,
I think she's barely seen the first season because I fucking made her watch it. So there are 3 more seasons she hasn't watched because it's like, well, it's a book and I want to wait for that next book to come out. Well, guess what?
You better be watching because
That's right.
I don't think the books are going to make it out.
Why? Why would they come out? It's like, well, it's basically the same story, only a lot more talk and a lot more description. fuck that. We already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know Snow's a Targaryen. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, because this is recent knowledge, dude.
Also fucked his aunt.
Oh, again, spoiler alert.
Fuck you. If you haven't seen the finale, you're fucked. It doesn't matter. It's been weeks.
That's right. But yeah, it's ridiculous that the guy, at this point he's clearly just trolling his fans.
Sure, absolutely, and they love him for it. They're not talking shit. That's the thing. They're like, oh well, he'll get to that, but they're like fucking Yari Menapa fans.
It's going to come out. It's going to come out, and I will be in full support.
That's what they're fucking Yari fans.
Yeah, they are.
They will suck hind tit just in the hopes that they're going to get what they want. Meanwhile, they're getting nothing.
Oh, God. All right. How's your week?
Ah, man. Done.
If that's the best thing you can say about it. Well, it's a lot like a cat box. That turd is now covered up.
Well, let's see. We'll go for the short rundown. My 2 fantasy football teams are 1-0. Praise be. Not looking good this week. But
now, you've given up on your favorite NFL team already for the year.
I have. I mean, I'm giving up is a bad word. I've put my expectations where they are usually every year for nothing.
Dumpster fire.
That's right. You know, you win 2 games this year, fucking great job. Whatever.
That's
I don't
49ers.
care.
Still get a high draft pick, yeah?
They don't know how to fucking draft to save their lives. The fucking front office of that team is terrible.
Which is worse front office, the Cleveland Browns or the San Francisco 49ers?
Fucking 49ers. At least
really?
At least Browns fucking had one of their greatest seasons last year. I think they were like 8-8.
Oh, I thought they were like 3-12. So I was like,
no,
yeah, that's pretty good for them.
They had fucking Josh Gordon, wide receiver, who's doing like really good. That's when they had Brian Hoyer, who is now the 49ers quarterback.
Well,
yeah, and it's not working out very well. Had a great preseason. But you know, preseasons are always going to be.
We live in a weird part of the country where if the Denver Broncos are doing well, suddenly this part of New Mexico here in the hinterlands are all Broncos fans.
Yeah.
But if the Cowboys are doing well, and they don't even actually have to do well. If they do mediocre, then everything around there is all blue and silver.
Yep.
Which jerseys are we going to see people wearing come December and January? Are they going to be Broncos jerseys or Cowboys jerseys?
Cowboys jerseys.
Really?
Cowboys are making postseason. I don't see the Broncos doing it. They didn't do it last year. They fucking imploded.
Yeah, well, all right.
But, I mean, they don't know who's fucking leading them. They got rid of Brock Osweiler.
Yeah.
You know? And if you don't have the gunslinger, your targets are worthless.
Let's get to other stuff. Anything in the news pissing you off?
No. I don't really I don't watch news anymore. It's too fucking depressing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because we got this guy in North Korea. And I don't want to usually ever bring this shit up on here, but god damn it. This guy, a big old fat little bastard over there in North Korea, his whole population's starving to death, and this fat bastard rolls out all kinds of stuff, throwing the fucking nuclear testing and everything else because he knows China's got his back. And all this, trying to start World War III is what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. That legacy, man, it's important.
And you can look at him and know he probably wears like children's pajamas, right?
Yeah. You know, yeah.
He's probably wearing like footy pajamas, like with the little feet in them and shit. You know,
the ass flap in the back. Because who needs you don't want to be bothered with pulling your chonas down while you're deucing in the night.
And he's sitting around probably eating Lucky Charms or some shit. You know, it's like population's out eating Dude, cat turds. That you know.
Now, if Kellogg, there's that General Mills. If either of those companies are exporting Lucky Charms to North Korea, I'm going to stop eating fucking cereal as an American.
They put those sanctions on. I don't think anybody's getting fucking Lucky Charms there now. But
goddamn,
I'm just going to aggravate myself. I'm pissed. I'm angry. At humans.
Yes. We're talking to you people. We're very mad.
probably not aggravated with you so much, but
well, you know, I'm not really what you call a human being.
The standard cue. Mead. The Mead update this week. We got nothing.
Well, we got Mead.
That's not true. Yeah, that's true. We have Mead. We got the Green Man. Still around a case, a little better than that.
Yeah.
Probably hanging out. By the way, and we always spotlight or highlight one of our donors. Don is going to be supporting this as well. He said, "Didn't I just get a bottle of?" No. This guy just puts it in his goddamn wine rack
and just fucking lets time do the rest, right?
That's it. Yep. That's it. Which, by the way, and then so my brother in Austin takes a bottle of Green Man. Was it Green Man?
Green Man and Runestone. Yeah, the first last year's
Green Man takes it over to my sister's house and like kind of puts me on the horizon on that one on social media.
Yeah,
I was shocked because frankly I don't know. I would love to know what the review was.
Yeah, no shit. I would love to know.
We drank that shit up before the end of the year.
Yeah, we had to send him that bottle fast. I'm like, this shit's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
And it's starting to look that way with this because I mean, let's see, good Ruben bought a bottle last week.
Yeah.
Buddy John, a donor to our cause, bought one.
Sure.
It's been anytime that batch comes out, it seems like
it goes.
People look
quick.
forward to it.
But it is a New Mexico batch. Because
sure.
I mean, come on, man, you can't. Good friend of ours, she went out to California last year.
Same one waiting on the Game of Thrones books.
Went out to California last year and took a bottle of Green Man out there. Yeah, New Mexico green chili. Hey, surprise, surprise! People from California didn't care for it. Those who were from New Mexico that moved out there did.
Yeah.
So that's how that shit goes down. But anyway, we do have Runestone. That's our orange and vanilla. We have the Green Man. That's our green chili. We've got those for those of you who want to donate to our cause, which is metal, and which, by the way, we have some expenditures because Brandon went ahead and stepped up and went and bought some new gear.
That's right.
And so that way we could be really loud. So.
Oh yeah, I think volume ain't gonna be a problem for us now.
Yeah. We ready to move on to the metal portion?
Fucking A.
All right, let's do it. Dave Mustaine's birthday was this week. What, a couple of days ago?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, 50.
Happy birthday, Ginger Fuck.
The hell is he now? 53? 54.
Fucking looks like he's 60.
He looks like a, well, I don't want to steal your thunder because you kind of nailed it. You kind of nailed it. If you haven't seen Dave Mustaine in a while, before you try to get our ass about this, Google what he looks like. Make sure it's a recent image, and then keep in mind what Brandon's about to say.
Yeah. I used to, the little side, I always used to think he looked like, did you ever see the cartoon Doug on Nickelodeon?
No.
Had like a blue dude. It's probably just because from my younger years. But there's a character on there that basically looks like Dave Mustaine and sounds like Dave Mustaine. He's like the bully of the cartoon.
Oh, okay.
But now, like back in the 90s, he looked fine. He looked like your atypical ginger. He looked a little weird, but he was. Now, he just fucking looks like an old 60-year-old woman. A ginger 60-year-old woman. And he don't sound much better either.
It's kind of spot on. There was a series of interviews he did for Loudwire or somebody like that, and Jesus, yeah, I mean,
he fucking looks bad.
He looks like an old lesbian. That's what he looks like.
That 80s and 90s accelerated living really fucking did him no favors now.
If you're a blonde-haired man and living is good but living is hard, trust me.
If killing is your business, then make sure you use some fucking face cream or something earlier. Shit.
I don't know because he does. He looks horrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dave. This heaping helping of shit talkings for you, man, on this your day of birth.
New releases today. Ensiferum has a new one out titled Two Paths.
And they obviously took the one they always take.
Well, I sent you a message earlier in the day saying, hey, listen to the new Ensiferum. And you asked me, what'd you think? I tried to be kind of short about it.
You were. I asked you, I was like, hey, any good? No. I'm like, all right.
One word sufficed.
You should write for magazines.
No.
Here's my Ensiferum review.
If you like Ensiferum, I will say this. If you like Ensiferum, you're going to like this because you know why? They have a template that they lay out for every album. It always starts with an instrumental that's, a folk callback.
Right.
That they utilize to ramp into the second song, and which is going to be probably kind of terrible. And the third song, fine. If you're really into that thrash and very metered.
Yeah, if you're into atypical, it basically is battle metal. Is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It is. And all the way through. And then they throw in, because this is their formula, they throw in one little slower song, usually with the chick singing it, And this time it wasn't a pure-on ballad. It was actually kind of a metal song a little bit, but and then they do a return, and now what they do is they revisit some tracks that maybe the band had a disagreement on how the final product should come out, so they do an alternate version at the end of a couple of songs.
That's a little weird.
Well, it's kind of terrible.
Seems seems like filler to me.
It is filler. It's absolutely that's what it is.
So out of 5 horsecocks, how many would you give it?
Oh, that one gets just one really big horsecock is what that one
gets. One veiny horsecock.
Other new releases, Mirkur came out today. She's a gal from I think I'm gonna say what, Denmark? Yeah, she's Dane, I think.
She's a Deutsche.
Yeah, Mead is the name of it. It's fine. She's been talking about this one for a very long time. I know they put a lot of production work in. She's like estimating somewhere in the ballpark of like 8,000 hours, which I think is a huge fucking overestimation.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, though, I mean, if it's 1,000, that's a lot of hours. But anyway, that's out. I haven't heard much of it, and here's why. Because every other band that puts out a brand new song nowadays, what you do is you post it up there on YouTube. You monetize people, go and check it out.
Yeah.
Hey, they like it, they'll buy it, or they'll just keep playing off YouTube, and every time they watch it, then you get a couple of cents. That's how YouTube monetizes.
As long as your song isn't offensive to advertisers.
Well, yeah, that too. But there's nothing offensive about what she does. But you can't find it. You can find like a track, and it is the song is the same name, Mead, and and she has one other one I think off the record.
Yeah.
It's fine. By the way, don't go to Overkill. Because they're nothing but a bunch of fucking sycophants over there.
Sycophants wearing sycophants?
That's right. No. This guy went on and on about how every album or every song on this album was great. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Can you think of any album that's ever come out that you loved every song on the album?
From front to back?
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
I mean, I can't even say that about the Black album, Metallica.
Yeah, it's not perfect. I mean, there's nothing bad about it, but it's not fucking perfect.
Yeah.
It's tough because when you get like a new album and you hear it, if it's something you've been looking forward to and it kind of meets your expectations, you're seeing it from a skewed perspective. You just automatically, it's like, this is all great. This is the greatest album I've ever heard.
Now, I don't want to bust this guy's balls, but he does look like he's probably a barista at a Starbucks in Taos.
Well, fuck, man. Anyone can do album reviews online for a magazine. I mean,
yeah.
Shit. But that's basically what we're doing, but we work for ourselves, goddamn.
Yeah. No. You can trust what we say because we're fans.
And we ain't getting
genre
paid to do anything.
No. You can trust us, trust Metal Injection. That's about it. Loudwire on some cases, but most of them are full of shit because they put out a lot of stupid lists. But
sure, yeah, they did like a Doom top 25 Doom metal albums all time,
and like 5 of them were Doom metal bands.
Yeah, I mean Candlemass was on there, right below Black Sabbath, which those are the 2 you're gonna fucking see at the top of any Doom metal list.
That's right.
No fucking Pallbearer, which was horse shit. Fucking Foundations of Burden should have been on there.
No Pelican.
Yeah, no Pelican.
No Pallbearer.
Pelican, though, is more proggy than doomy, I think.
Wow, the early stuff, not so much.
Oh, yeah, the early stuff. That's true.
I mean, some of their early stuff was really, really very doomy. And I'm not a huge fan of Uncle Acid because there's the occasional song that's like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I do dig. They seem to get a lot of influence from Alice in Chains, which is kind of cool.
On occasion. You can hear it on occasion.
Like I'm sure that's a underlying influence, but I agree. So, you got to really work to get to the good shit.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to.
I mean, doom metal sounds rather easy to do,
Kind of, yeah.
Like do it and make it sound like fucking doom metal.
Right. Yeah. Anything else in metal?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, it's actually been a slow fucking week.
All right. Well, I know we got a lot of covering MMA, so. I put together a question this week. I think people kind of dig when we do something that
we extrapolate further on our weird metal taste.
Okay, so if you had to put together a band, a metal band, and you had to have, it'd be a metal band, but you would have to have a lead singer, 2 guitar players, a bass player, and a drummer. Now, you can substitute, if you needed to, a guitar player for a keyboard player. I'll withhold my judgment and then put out my judgment right after you do so. But but anyway, that'd be it. A 5-piece metal band of existing musicians who are out there and not dead people. Come on.
No, like a band that we could maybe see if we wished hard enough at night.
In which what I would really dig is if you give me your picks, you, the fine listener to this podcast, either on our YouTube channel here or on our Facebook page, one of the two. Let us know what your lineup would be, because I think this might be the best question we've ever had.
I think so.
All right.
So you want to go like, we'll say our singers, you want to go one by one, or you just want to nail your whole list and then I'll do mine?
Let's do our own lists individually, because I think you'll see how it all pulls together.
Right.
Okay, I'll start because I kind of threw this at you since it is my question. So
yeah, I'm still searching for my drummer.
Okay, my band, my metal band, would be Henry Rollins as the lead singer.
Wow.
Yes,
That's I didn't expect that.
I would want something really low and punchy. I came well.
Now we talking.
I came pretty close to Phil Anselmo at one point. And I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I can go a step further.
Yeah, if you could get Phil Anselmo from like the Far Beyond Driven, Vulgar Display of Power era,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But Phil Anselmo now, it's a pain to hear him sing.
I would like to hear just a low guttural Henry Rollins.
Well, that dude fucking brings legit rage.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
The other one I have on the list now, we go to guitar players because, well, it's his birthday week. I go Dave Mustaine. The guy's riffy as hell.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He's a horrible fucking human being.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
as
we're
a
not.
performer. He's not going to entertain the crowd. But
We ain't picking the group of who are the finest people in metal here.
No.
Dave Mustaine's an asshole.
Yeah.
And he'll tell you that.
guitar player number 2, Dave Murray from Iron Maiden.
All right.
Okay, now we get to bass player. And you would have thought, oh, this old bastard's going to say like Steve Harris or something, or Geezer Butler or somebody. No. I go Reginald Arvizu from Korn.
Fieldy?
Fucking yeah, hell yeah, yep. Because if I have Henry Rollins as a lead singer, I want a bass player that's going to be able to throw down like a weird thump thing that's going to work.
Yeah. He's fucking really good at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drummer, I'm going to go basically the best drummer in all of folk metal, and Kai Hato, who's the drummer for Winter Sun and Nightwish.
Fuck, you want to talk about a group of people that will never meet each other in their entire lives? It's that group
That's
right
it.
there.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm the UN of
That's
metal
right.
bands.
It's almost like a list of metal, a metal band of 5 people that you know will never fucking meet each other in real life ever, unless they're at the goddamn airport. That's a good list.
Okay. Yeah. That's
good. I mean, I have to admit the Henry Rollins thing. That kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah.
But now seeing the rest of them, that's a.
But Dave Mustaine and Dave Murray. God, you imagine the
fucking the fucking harmonies going on fucking between each other.
Yeah.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good list.
All right.
I'm glad you threw Moonstar in there as well.
Well, I kind of had to. Kai Hato is that guy is the preeminent drummer.
Yeah.
And folk metal, anything out of Finland right now, really,
Sure.
I would say. All right, Brandon. So, are you ready to
I'm ready.
disclose
I'm
your
fucking
list?
so ready to do.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll start top vocalist. I'm going Devin Townsend for the simple fact that motherfucker can do anything.
Right.
You need harsh metal vocals. He's got you covered. If you need something beautiful, he's got you covered.
Right.
And I was really deciding if it was going to be him singing or him playing guitar, because that motherfucker can do both really well.
Sure.
But I think his fucking vocal stylings would give a lot to the next 4 people I'm about to fucking mention.
See, that's how you have to tie it in. That's why I had the dude from Korn. So yeah.
And guitar I was going to fucking go Dimebag, but I forgot. Oh fuck, they got to be alive.
Got to be alive.
I'm going to go. Instead of having 2 lead guitar players, I decided to have one that's straight up rhythm and one that's straight up lead.
Okay.
That can still work together well. I was just going to put Hetfield and fucking Ham out there.
Surprise,
That'd
surprise.
be way too easy. That'd be way too fucking easy. So for my lead guitar player, I'd pick Joe Satriani. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he would be able, like, if he fucking did just a metal album, it would probably be pretty amazing.
Well, and especially if it was like Devin Townsend was
Yeah.
involved in the project, so it'd be it'd be a really it'd be a really clean, weird project. And,
Devin performed on one of Steve Vai's albums. That was his like first musical gig.
Right.
And I was gonna go with Steve Vai, but then I started thinking about like, fuck, I'm just basically making Strapping Young Lad in my brain. I'm just picking people that Devin has played with. So I was like, nah, Joe Satriani would bring a lot to the table. Lead. Rhythm, I have to go with Hetfield.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, because you get basically like a rhythm player that's really capable of some leads. I mean, it's the same thing that I was faced with. Because I thought about it because people know I like Ty Tabor. From King's X. People know that basically Jerry Cantrell's like my big fucking influence.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I didn't put those two in my list.
Right.
Is because of that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I had to disqualify some. But Hetfield's a great. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, that guy is. He inspired you as a musician.
Absolutely. I mean,
and millions of other guitar players.
Yeah. I mean, I'm that fucking ESP. I rock that shit. I've always wanted to sound like Hetfield, and all I got to do is plug in any amp, and all of a sudden I sound like Hetfield.
That's right.
Bass player, I'm going Les Claypool. Promise.
I thought you were going to go Jason Newsted.
No, fuck that. It was like, basically, my miracle metal group would be Metallica circa 91. Funny fact, Les Claypool did try out to be the bass player.
No shit.
When Cliff died.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Of course, he didn't get the job, which he always jokes about, like, I was crying every night. Drummer. This one was kind of difficult.
Okay.
Just for the simple fact, it's like, okay, there's so many fucking drummers you can pick. But I had to go, and this one's going to be really fucking out there, but I have a good reason for it. His name is Raymond Herrera.
Okay.
He used to be the drummer for Fear Factory.
Okay, yeah, right.
The thing I really liked, I mean, the vocals are pretty normal in Fear Factory. The guitar work is fucking amazing because it's just the speed. But the big thing about their sound was the drummer and the guitar player. That fucking bass drum hit every time he hit a string. Kind of like Korn. Kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Only like sped up fucking 100 times.
Sure.
Raymond Herrera is basically a human metronome. Gene Hoglan he is known as being the human metronome. But Raymond Herrera can do blast beats. He can sit in the back and not really have to fucking do anything too extravagant. But when called upon, you get these fucking 5 people together, you're going to have like the Beatles metal album, I think.
Right.
It's going to be weird as fuck, and it's mainly going to be because of Les Claypool. But I think you're going to get a fucking proper album.
See, at least yours, though. It seems like you'd probably be able to find all those guys at like a big festival or something like that.
Raymond, not so much, because after he lost his gig with Fear Factory, he basically just started doing the whole Henry Sorvalli thing, doing video game music.
Yeah.
Which he's pretty successful at.
Right.
And another funny side note, years ago, when they had a place called Dragon's Lair in Clovis. It was our local metal store.
We talked about this a lot, but yeah.
But they used to mod PlayStation where you could play burned games. And I gave them my PlayStation $50 and I got a modded PlayStation back. And they would sell you games for $5 a disc. So, like, you could get the new Final Fantasy for $20.
Sounds very legal, yes.
Super illegal. But this was 20 years ago, and I'm fairly certain those people that used to work there are either dead or moved.
Statute of limitations well over, man.
That's right. That's right. The FBI penalty don't apply here. But every time I would ask for, like, a jet, because I could play Japanese imports finally.
Right.
Anytime I needed one of those, it took some time.
Because those are always Region 2, and we're like Region 5, right?
No, we're Region 1.
Okay, so they're only like, oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we're NTSC and they're PAL, basically. Which their games are built. Well, we'll get
let's not get too fucking dirted out here, yeah.
Basically, Raymond from Fear Factory, they were really good friends with him at Dragon's Lair.
Okay.
He would fucking burn the games, fucking write the name of the game on it and send it to them and give it to me. And then it took like a year, and they're like, oh, yeah, Raymond from Fear Factory was giving you all those imports. And, I mean, I was a teenager, so I was like, oh, my God, fucking really? it was weird to think that I was getting my Japanese import burned games from the drummer of Fear Factory.
That is a little weird.
Yeah, how far we've come. Now it's like pirating don't mean shit now.
All right. Honorable mentions. Like I said, I would go with Phil Anselmo for an honorable mention as the lead singer spot for like a backup for like if there's anything like really high range that Henry Rollins couldn't do. What do you have your sixth man, I guess?
Oh, the sixth man?
Yeah.
Shit. Well, out of all the people I've mentioned, probably no one would really be able to sing with Devin.
Right.
You know, like harmonize really well with him. I would fucking ask Jerry Cantrell to leave the guitar at home.
Well, there you go. That's
and come
not
down
bad.
and fucking
That's not bad.
and do backup vocals.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't put him out there because, like I said, between Jerry Cantrell and Ty Tabor, those are my two biggest influences.
Sure.
On modern guitar players. I mean, Neil Young from way back, but
of course.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons I didn't put them on the list. So anyway, there's your fun question for the week on the metal side.
I fucking dig that. I like that.
Yep. Okay, MMA. There's not a, well.
No, there is a bit. By the way, born on this day, fucking BB King, born today, and Nick Jonas, born in '92.
So you're clearly trying to piss me off.
Richard Marx, born in '63. Fucking love Richard Marx.
Oh shit!
Love Richard Marx.
So
wherever you go.
Oh my god.
Whatever. Yeah, come on,
right,
man.
Well,
BB
are we
King.
just going to pack it up, call it a day? Is that
Born. Are you kicking me out of the meat?
Let's move to the MMA side. Because if we're talking Richard Marx, that means we fucking have way too much time.
And you know, as soon as this podcast is over, I'm fucking putting that song on.
John Jones, B sample.
Dirty.
That puts Daniel Cormier back at the light heavyweight champ.
God damn it. I want to argue with it, but there's really no argument to be made. The fight never happened.
Yeah.
Even though the fight did happen.
And that's what California did, is they wiped it off. It's not it didn't exist, so therefore Daniel Cormier didn't lose his title. He got cracked upside the head, though. So
yeah. It's so weird, man. I mean, John Jones is the greatest to do it across the board as far as promoting fights and actually fighting.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad. It really is.
Could you imagine if this guy actually had, I don't know, a life coach or somebody? Well, I hate to fucking put it that way because everybody, the life coach has got issues.
Yeah, you got issues that a life coach ain't gonna fix.
Somebody that could have guided him through and made sure his ass wasn't getting in trouble and doing, I don't know, John Jones shit, you know?
Well, when you're that bad of a motherfucker that young, you start making that money, it's going to fuck you up in the brain. You're going to think you're untouchable, and then rules change, and all of a sudden, you might not come back.
Why would you do an old steroid like Teribinol?
The day of.
Yeah.
Because the samples were from a couple days before and day of the fight, right?
Right.
Everything else, the blood samples came out, but that's because they weren't testing for it, or the piss.
Teribinol's only detected in urine.
Yeah, yeah. So, it's I always remember that one fan at that fucking press conference when he was there, and that guy was like, "John, you're my favorite fighter, man, but you are a hard man to be a fan of."
Sure. No, and he's right.
Yeah,
he's right.
And now everybody that fucking got invested in John Jones coming back and doing his thing and coming back victorious, being the man that we know him to be, it's over.
Well, what about the people that are saying, hey, that's why he called out Brock Lesnar, because he knows he's going to go to the WWE?
Oh fuck, that's a little bit of a conspiracy theory. I mean,
I know, but I follow a lot of people wearing tinfoil fucking hats on Twitter. So
sounds like some shit Eddie Bravo would say. I really hope he doesn't do that because Ronda Rousey's obviously doing it.
Yeah,
and it's people are gonna love it. Wrestling fans are gonna fucking love it because.
But the sport though of the MMA, which is the third anchor of our show.
That's right.
Has taken a big loss because we're not going to have John Jones, even if he's going to try to go the supplement route, the tainted supplements.
Yeah,
fine. Man, that's still going to be a 2-year because it's the second time. That's a 2-year suspension, and if they tell him to go fuck himself, that's a 4-year.
Yeah, but goddamn, what supplement has a fucking anabolic steroid?
An old steroid like Teribinol.
Yeah,
an aggression steroid.
Right.
None. Nothing.
Is that in your Wheaties? Shit. It sucks because now the UFC has one star, and that star is not fighting right.
Conor McGregor, right?
Yeah.
And he's okay. Now there might be a fight announced by the end of the year. Ian McCall had put it out there that there's a chance that they might be announcing the trilogy
for the last fight card of the year, last pay-per-view.
No, they'll make the announcement probably in December.
Oh, and then kick that shit off in like March
for Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor.
That's a fight that needs to be made,
which fulfills what you require as a Conor McGregor fan.
I did amend it a little bit. I wanted him to fight by the end of the year, but as long as a fight is announced, I know Conor will fight.
Sure,
he is never disappointed as far as that goes.
Well, I just want to see one announced only because then I know he's coming back to the UFC
to defend a belt at 155 against a guy that fights at 155.
So let's move on to the next point. This weekend, you got Luke Rockhold fighting, who's an asshole.
Who's that?
Against Branch.
David Branch.
David Branch, who, by the way, has held two belts to two titles at one time.
Really?
World Series of Fighting.
Oh, he's one of those cats.
And he defended both, by the way.
Middleweight and light heavyweight?
Yes. He defended the light heavyweight one time, middleweight 3 times. World Series of Fighting. Yeah. So he's got an axe to grind with Conor McGregor. I get it. But here's the thing is you have to know that Conor McGregor is his own cat.
Right.
You can't put yourself in the same category as – because everybody tries to talk some shit about him, they all lose what they have. Except for Mayweather. But we knew that Conor wasn't going to beat him.
Yeah. No, that – I mean –
But so this guy is trying to compare himself to Conor, and that's fine. He's on a 7 fight? No,
if you want to include
11 fight win streak. Yeah. I think he's gonna make Rockhold pay. I think he's gonna make him pay in a big way.
Well, if you recall, he originally debuted in UFC back in 116.
Oh,
back in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah,
he's been around a long time.
Had a 4-fight stint there. His last fight was in March 2011 in the UFC when he fucking got a knee bar from Rousimar Paul Harris, which probably means he got gimped up because that fucker does not let go of submission holds when told to.
And that's why he doesn't fight in a big promotion.
No, I think he's like off fighting somewhere in Russia.
He's suspended from everything else. Yeah,
yeah, he ain't gonna fight here.
But anyways, Branch though, I mean, the guy is on a big win streak now.
Yeah,
he's kind of got it all figured out, and he now knows how to go about taking down people and throwing. He makes the fight really dirty. Rockhold likes fights to be kind of clean. He likes to kind of have a nice wrestling kind of approach, followed by a little bit of a grind.
Exploited that greatly.
And you think Branch won't?
No, I think it will.
Yeah,
I don't think Rockhold has changed.
Which, by the way, we have transition to talk about tomorrow's card. But yeah.
But I don't know. It's just really tough to think of Rockhold as being able to hold his own in this fight.
No, I mean, and we see it time and again from a lot of guys from AKA, and yeah, I'm calling out that gym. Their fighters get cracked. They get cracked, and and then they're gone for a very long time.
Oh, hey, here's his last fight he lost was at Titan FC against fucking Rumble. That was his last loss. He was 10-3 after that, and then he fucking won.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have lost to Rumble. So.
And Luke Rockhold, I don't know, man. And that Bisping fight, all of a sudden I was just like, God, I am not impressed.
Yeah,
I got Branch fucking winning that fight. It might be either a 5-round grinder
maybe.
Or 25-minute snore fest, but I think Branch is going to fucking grind it out.
I think Branch is going to finish him off like third round.
Yeah,
But let's go down the card. I know that's what you want to do. Let's talk about the fight. The whole thing. It's not gold, by the way.
No, but
there are some fights that are.
But if you're like a hardcore fight fan, I think there's going to be a lot for you on this card.
But I think even if you're a casual fan, there's like 3 or 4 on here that will make your day.
Yeah, I mean, you're opening up with Gilbert Burns.
Yeah,
fucking fighting lightweight against Jason Sago.
And that's the one that's on Fight Pass, right?
Actually, no. After that Alves fight got pulled, there are no Fight Pass prelims.
Okay, well,
we're starting on Fox Sports 1 at 6,
and it'll stay on Fox Sports 1 all the way through.
Yeah, which we got 6 fights on the main card, 4 on the prelims.
Well, let's
Uriah Hall. And a guy that David Branch actually beat split decisions last fight, Krzysztof Jotko. Yeah,
I like Jotko because I think he's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Uriah Hall. until he shows me that he's returned to his old ways of demolishing bastards.
Yeah, I mean, because it's really what it's been with Uriah Hall is those kicks.
Yeah.
He just fucking nails you. I mean, he still has the most brutal knockout of all time.
Yeah.
And it was on the fucking Ultimate Fighter, isn't it?
Man, but he's been looking really pedestrian lately.
No, absolutely, I agree. I think if Uriah Hall is going to win, it's going to be in a flash. It's like just going to be a fucking kick out of nowhere.
Which is great, because then that means that maybe he's returning back to some of these. I'm not a big fan of spinning moves, but he throws them great. You know.
Oh my
but
God.
Jotko's got a chin on him, and Jotko might make that a really uncomfortable fight. And we know that Uriah Hall does not like a grinding fight.
The tale will tell that first fucking kick he throws. If Jotko catches it and takes him down, Uriah Hall is done.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much. You're right.
Oliver Aubin Mercier.
Aubin Mercier.
Aubin.
Fighting outside of Canada.
Not inbred by Hitlerborman.
No, he's not fighting. I mean, we only see
usually
this
fights
guy
in Canada.
fight in Canada.
I'm surprised we didn't see him at the pay-per-view last week.
Yeah, well,
That was fucking in Edmonton.
Yeah, but okay. Well, if you're from Quebec, Pittsburgh's shitloads closer to home than Edmonton.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's what's really fucking funny. All right, his career being in the UFC, since being in the Ultimate Fighter, lost in Quebec, won in Nova Scotia, won in Montreal, won in Saskatoon, lost in Newark, New Jersey, and then won in Ottawa and Toronto. So that's why I'm not picking Mercier. The dude does not win in the States.
Yeah, who's he fighting?
He is fighting Tony Martin.
Okay, well that
this
guy,
is at 155.
That guy.
You know, the other dude.
I like Aubin Mercier. He's got great fucking submission moves. His BJJ is really, really on point. I think he's a TriStar guy, right?
Black belt in BJJ.
No,
he fights out of Sit Yod Tong. Team Sit Yod Tong.
Oh, out of fucking Massachusetts, really?
Yeah.
Well, if he was a TriStar guy, probably. Well, that explains it, maybe. But he, that's a guy that I really like. I like what he brings to the table. But man, he's fighting the States. Until he gets a win in the States, I can't really necessarily throw a lot of weight behind him.
I mean, I'm picking Martin just based on the fact Mercier does not do well in the States. He's only fought once in the States, but it was not a good outing. He got finished.
Right.
Let's see. Sergio Moraes fighting Kamaru Usman at 170.
Usman, I will take the African all day.
I'll take
long.
Usman as well. Usman
knockout
by finish.
first or second.
Yeah. Let's see. Gregor Gillespie fighting Jason Gonzalez, 155.
Never heard.
Hector Lombard fighting Anthony Smith. Hector Lombard all day.
Why is he fighting like so far down the card?
The Lombard's fight is right before the co-main, which I think is going to be.
Oh, that's because they pulled the other.
Yeah,
it's
such a weird card now.
He's like 4 or 5 cards fights down on the card. Now he's like.
No, he's like ass deep in the fucking main card here.
Well, Hector Lombard all day. Yeah,
but let's be honest. Lombard, his last 4 fights, he beat Berkman, but it got overturned because he fucking
pissed hot
for steroids. Lost to Magny in a finish. Fucking Dan Anderson. That was when he fucking knocked him out.
Yeah.
And then fucking lost to Hendricks and at back in February.
I don't know.
At the Halifax card.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy that needs a win? That's why I'm picking him, because he's fighting
Lombard,
for his fucking job
right.
now.
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah.
You know?
Otherwise he's Bellator bound.
In your Cuban demographic, they have Hector Lombard and they got Yoel Romero. And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
I mean, apologies if I'm fucking missing anybody. But anyway, we have the co-main, rocking Mike Perry fighting Alex Reyes. Alex Reyes, a late fill-in for the fight.
A 1-day fill-in, right?
I think
24 hours? 48?
3 days before the fight, he got announced.
God, man, that guy's a late fill. I'm going to go Reyes just for the fucking gumption.
Yeah. Well, this is his chance to fucking come out and shock some people. The last fight that Mike Perry had was when he fucking destroyed Jake Ellenberger with that elbow and just ragdolled it. Oh,
yeah,
God.
we haven't seen Ellenberger since.
No, and I don't know if we fucking will. Maybe not in the UFC. I'm gonna pick Perry just based off the Ellenberger performance, but Alex Reyes has a great chance to fucking shock the world.
I think Reyes comes out and is like, 3 days, asshole, 3 days. Here you go.
Main event, David Branch fighting Luke Rockhold.
We got Branch by a fucking finish in the third.
It has to be. I mean,
second or third.
I'd like to see Rockhold come out and do the same thing that Cejudo did for the fucking pay-per-view.
But he's an AKA guy.
I know. That's the fucking thing, man. Khabib, fucking Cormier.
I don't respect one fighter out of that gym. I don't. Glendale, all right, fine, whatever. I mean, Travis Brown's an asshole, but there are other fighters out of Glendale I appreciate.
Who else fucking trains in Glendale still?
Ronda Rousey.
Well, no, fuck that. When she showed up on WWE television, they called her a former UFC star.
Yeah. No. They. God, who the hell is it? There's that other guy. God, there's the Mexico City fights. That's where he trains out of. I mean, it's not a bad gym. I'm not going to talk too much shit. No. Kane's out of AK. It's not an Albuquerque-based, like, because we see with Albuquerque, we got, Jackson Wink.
Right.
That one is your major gym. AKA is a major gym. Top Team's in a major gym. Black Zillion's a major gym.
Well, formerly a big gym. Black Zillions aren't a thing anymore.
Oh, they folded?
They folded, and
that's right. I did read about that. Yeah.
And then that guy fucking the other owner, like, put an injunction on the other dude.
Yeah, that was a mess. That's like an L.A. Dodgers situation
right.
back when TriStar, that's a major gym. I mean, I can appreciate all the major gyms that are out there and what they're doing, but, if you're able to get your shit done at a lesser-known gym or somewhere else that's completely off-center, I'm okay with that.
Right.
Yeah. So, I don't know. AKA, though, my problem is that's a major gym. I don't appreciate one fighter out of that gym.
It's tough, and they're all champs.
And by the way, I don't want anybody getting piss hurt over me not mentioning Team Alpha Male.
Oh,
but, consider they're right in the same zip code,
sure,
really.
sure.
We're close. There's nobody out of American Kickboxing Academy that I respect as a fighter.
Say it, yeah. I think you're right. I mean, they're all champions. They've all won belts, except Khabib. They hadn't won one in the UFC yet.
Khabib, no.
But they're all fucking champs. But they're so goddamn unlikable.
Yeah. No, they make themselves.
I'm surprised Luke Rockhold isn't on fucking Fox Sports all the time. Just it seems like they fucking really want to get that AKA fucking stank on them.
Yeah. Seems like
these bastards. So hey, what are you picking? What are you picking for drink? What are you picking for music? What are you picking for the fighter?
I'm going to go, as far as drink is concerned, well, we do know the Bullet Rye is like back on regular offer here at the Mead Hall. I am, wow, the drink is actually the one that's kind of throwing me off a little bit this week. What will it be? What will it be?
Ruben might be donating for a bottle of Green Man. Might be drinking Green Man tonight.
Oh, is he on his way?
Apparently.
Oh, fucking A.
He said he'd be here at 6 o'clock, but,
Well, it's after 7.
That's
so
right.
That sounds about like Ruben timing. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go. I'm going to go for you tequila drinkers out there. Get your hands on some Two Feathers tequila.
Two Feathers tequila.
Yeah, it's kind of a drinkable on its own.
Really?
Yeah,
God,
which tequila is not really.
Yeah, it's not really high on my list.
I
don't like.
Yeah, well, I want to try to work in something different. As far as music goes, let's go. The Acid Lords. They're going to be playing in Albuquerque coming up here next month. Lords of Acid.
The Acid Lords. I'm like, oh, you know a dealer in town, man?
Maybe. Did I get that backwards?
You did. The Acid Lord. Fuck that. I'd rather go see the Acid Lords.
They're actually playing a Saturday. We might be able to fucking get on the road and actually go do a traveling show.
I don't break out the only Lords of Acid album I've ever listened to.
I mean, they're not exactly one that I want to see, and they're in Albuquerque, not Lubbock. I would rather see them in Lubbock because that's only an hour and a half.
4 hours, 3.5, 4 hours for a band who's like, well, yeah, it'd be all right. That's kind of tough.
Yeah, God, there's just not a lot going on.
I know, man.
Okay, and then as far as fighters go, don't sleep on Branch. I think that might be where that one's at. Yeah, keep an eye on David Branch.
I think I'm going to go with Green Man. If Ruben gets here. If he doesn't, then I'm going Bullet Ride.
If he doesn't, well, you go fuck yourself.
Music. I'm going to go with that Native Howl. Fucking bluegrass thrash. Kind of cool.
If you're wanting to check out something that's a little weird, and it probably won't invade your dream space, but it's
I don't think so.
But it is bluegrass and death metal.
Yeah, bluegrass and thrash. It's weird. It works. I think it works. So Native Hal, check it out.
Which, by the way, and we've talked about Wardruna before. By the way, I mean, I'm not throwing out another music pick, but do check out Paleo Wolf if that's kind of your thing. If you want to hear, pre-Iron Age music out of northern Scandinavia, that's where you need to go.
And I'm going David Branch, make Luke Rockhold cry.
Okay, good man.
It reminds me of that fucking quote you said that Sorvali said, hey, I listen to bands like Wardruna and Paleo Wolf. What would you recommend? That you listen to some fucking rock and roll?
That's it. I mean, maybe.
I love how old school he is, man. It's great.
The guy's great. All right, well, I'll tell you what. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this shit up. We got an open jam we're getting ready to do here pretty soon. Brandon's got some new music gear, so we're gonna go ahead and dial that thing in, and that thing looks like a beast just from where I'm sitting.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? Maybe we get a little fucking sesh going. Might end up fucking uploading something decent by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Or either that or we might be just too pissed drunk. We'll upload it anyway. It'll be awesome.
And let me ask you this, and this is the other one. Now, we want to know your picks on your metal band. We want to know that.
Yes.
We also want to know, we're probably looking at maybe doing Planet Caravan.
Yes.
Caravan.
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 All right.
Watch the movie Snatch.
Oh, God, too much.
We're thinking about doing that one. Do we need to do that? I mean, Pantera did it like 8 or 10 years ago or something like that.
Oh, no, they fucking did that in 91. That was a while back. That was on the Far Beyond Driven album.
Are you shitting me? It's been that long?
Been a long time.
Well,
That's
all right.
old
Well,
cover.
I guess it's probably right. We're probably going to – that might be our next cover. Stand by. We've got a pretty entertaining little medley I think we're working on as well.
Exactly.
So,
that's why we got to get drunk again so we can remember what it was.
and also our standard fare that we'll be working on our originals, which will eventually knock your socks off.
Absolutely.
Oh, well.
Cream in the jeans.
Especially for the lady types.
Well, I guess it's time to get to drinking.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Happy birthday to Dave Mustaine.
Yeah, sorry about all the, saying happy birthday and then telling you how terrible a person you were.
I think that's the way birthday should be. I think it's the way the birthday should be. All right.
Happy birthday, asshole.
All right. Have a great week, people. We'll see you 1 week from today right here on the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast, brought to you by X's of Ancients.
Thank you, friends. See you next week.